we're gonna talk about the Red Hot Chili Pepper itself. Overall speed of the stand is medium, and that means that your stand clicks is faster than the hands or Magician's Red, but not that fast as Star Platinum and the World have, or any high destructive power stand have. Your destructive power is pretty low and dealing 0.9 damage with Barrage and only 11 or 10 damage by the finisher. Yes, 11 damage and 5.5 by quicks. Next is your moveset. The skill tree is really expensive. To upgrade wall kill tree, you will need more than 50 points, and that's quite a lot. You may not have points for your spec, and that's because of the stand being so expensive. That's why I couldn't get sturdiness and vitality to the max. And I didn't get anything out of boxing except tough skin, 2 skills, and only muscle memory, just because I wanted them to have much damage. And the moves is pilot, which have free stand range and stand speed upgrades by each costing 1. The stand range and stand speed is pretty good. This is a usual stand speed without charging. We will talk about charging later. Range is very big. It's quite like 2 times more than Hierophant Green's. One of the skills is T, and this is lightning jabs. Your stand literally rapidly jumps in front of you and do 4 punches, dealing very small damage. This is perfect blockable and blockable, meaning that if your opponent just holding block, you won't do any damage. So you quite need to timing this, but they can perfect block it, same as infinite speed of Maiden Heaven, meaning that you must be careful. Pinky Slash. You extend your pinky finger and do electric damage, which is 20 always, even in charging, and then at just bleeding. It break blocks and can be perfect blockable. So this is the only move that can break block and can be perfect blockable of the whole moveset of Red Hot Chili Pepper. Then you have upgrades. This is that are basically based on the electric guitar charging, but we're gonna talk about that later, and about the electric guitar charging itself. We have electric flash move and electric discharge. Electric flash makes a small explosion and blinds your enemies in front of you. All who was watching at your stand while you was using it gets blind and stand, meaning you can dash and attack them if they didn't block it. And electrical discharge is basically a laser beam with a medium wind up. I will say this is a long wind up. That damage quite a lot, but can be blocked. Can be perfect blocked, but can be blocked. It's also a projectile that is pretty long. So this is all for the moveset, except for the charge. And the electric ambient combat makes you having more stun on your advance when you charge it, and Tough Spirit makes you harder to put off stand. This is basically based on the electrifying, and the electrifying is a skill that you can activate after you charge your electric feet. Upon activating, it will drain your electric feet. It still can be charged, but it will drain, and without max upgrades it drains a lot, trust me. So after you do this, your pilot speed becomes just very fast, and as you can see, I'm making let me test. From the tag to the boxing gloves man, like in a few seconds. Just in a few seconds. This is a very high speed pilot and one of the fastest stands in the game right now. It doesn't affect the character speed, but still affects the pilot speed. You can charge while you're walking on the pilot, meaning that this is pretty OP in the pilot. So now, what does electrifying do? Now, when you charge your extended attack on T, now more fast and does more damage. Means that this is even harder to perfect block and it does more damage. This is all. Next, laser beam, the electrical discharge now becomes stronger and now it deals even more damage. With the wind up it becomes a bit faster. It makes your flash explosion bigger and now it blinds and stuns even more. Now your M1s have extended stun by using electricity, as you can see, and deal more damage. Also they're faster, meaning your M1s is one of your best weapons right now. Pinky finger doesn't change a lot, but it extends its hitbox. You can deactivate electrifying and it have a really small cooldown. You can deactivate and activate it again like just in a few seconds. The G is to charge your electrifying and you basically just charge your electricity by playing your guitar with the cool songs. Now we're gonna talk about how do we use this stand and what do I recommend. Science, it have charges. I don't recommend to use Hammond or Spin, because if you use Hammond or Spin you need to charge Hammond or Spin and it makes you have two charges at the same time, meaning that you will be stuck in the middle of the battle like 50 or even more % of the time and people can punish you for that easily, and for the reason that your attacks take some of your electricity while you're doing them, meaning that you will need to charge it again after you use it. And trust me, I tried Red Hot Chili Pepper in the fights and you need to charge a lot. You will need to charge a lot, meaning that that you will have almost no time to charge Hammer or Spin. So what is the best spec for Red Hot Chili Pepper in the rest of the specs? We have boxing, luck and vampirism. I didn't use vampirism and I don't really know how will it work. I didn't even think about it, but I don't think it will go well in the main game mode, because the sun and your M1s being one of your main weapon, you will need to wear umbrella, meaning that you won't be able to do M1s and you basically rely on M1s, and this will be kinda sad. I don't know about the combo potential of the vampirism, because I don't know what can you do with the life drain, because it is basically not a combo extender or a combo starter, because it's always ragdoll and it does literally almost nothing. You can get any good stuff out of the laser beam, I mean the eye laser, and the only good thing I know is that you can, if you land freezing on your opponent, you can use Pinky Slash, and this is an parryable move which will brick block or does a bit of damage with bleeding. This is the only way I see using vampirism with it. So let's talk about the plug and boxing. Why do I use boxing? Because I decided that I will use stand mainly, meaning that science I use a lot of pilot and you basically rely on the in-charged pilot. This is one of your best moves and one of your best ways to fight against people, because this is so strong and you're almost untouchable. People can't catch you, and while you're charging you don't slow. As you see, I am right now charging and I can move. People can't hit you with it, and they can't do any shit about you. So piloting is a very good move, and Science Plug eating a lot of points. I guess that and have a lot of skills. I guess that I couldn't use my pilot well with it, and I couldn't really rely on the stand much. I couldn't really get much of the stand because Plug eats a lot of the points, and I would have really not much health. And this would be very bad because you need to charge a lot. You need to charge, yes, and to charge you need a lot of time, since when you're charging, you change your aura when you charge it. It becomes blue from yellow, and this is a thing. When you charge your electrifying, first 1 second you charge very small, then you charge a bit bigger, and then you charge very fast. Meaning that it won't work like Hammond. You can just do this and charge a lot. No, you need like 3 seconds at least to charge quite of your electrifying. So meaning that you need to stun your enemy a lot and then just get your full electric charge, because this is the best way you can charge. And now we talked about the Plug, and I guess that Plug isn't really usable that much, since the only move of the Plugs that breaks block is Pierce Strike. That is actually easy to predict, and all you must do is just don't block. And people already know this, and they starting not to block the Pierce Strike, and the teleportation slash plus Pierce Strike doesn't work anymore. And then you won't do any shit about your opponent, because all your moves is Pinky Slash and Pierce Strike, and then you can break your opponent's block by any of the attacks. You will spam everything, triple Pierce Strike, then you will do Teleportation Slash, then you will do Thrust, then you will do an Aerial Ace, then you will do the Electrical Discharge, then you will do the Explosion and the Electric Flash, then you will try to do the Lightning Jabs, and this all won't work if he just holds block. You will try to M1 and this won't work, meaning that Plug will have no combo potential. I mean, it will have combo potential, but won't be good to start combos. This is why I chose boxing. If you upgrade boxing, it will give you a lot of HP. You will get tough skin and take less damage and get mid-child and boost your health. After this, you'll have more health than you usually should. You will take less damage from beatdowns and time stop, and this is one of the best things of the boxing. You don't need to charge it, meaning that you don't waste your time. People will always try to hit you while you charge, after they get used to the Red Hot Chili Pepper, meaning that you need some sort of the defense, that if they combo you, you won't just lose 50% of your health just by one combo. Luck can defend you, but boxing can. And now, what another good thing about the boxing? This is thing flashbang. You basically, if people came to you, let me reload my stand. If they came close, and you have no electrical charge, and you need to charge, you need to do something. And the best way is just to do electric flash and then do Jawbreaker or Eye Judge. I recommend Jawbreaker because it ragdolls for a long time, and they will then take their stand out, and this will take a lot of time for them. They will also dash out further from you to try to defend themselves from getting comboed without a stand, and this will grant you a lot of time to finally charge your electric. This is why boxing good. Maybe it will good with Plex Slash, but you know, It is not always lands first, and it is cancelable. All of the Plague's moves are cancelable, meaning that they can just M1, M1, M1 you, and that's all. You're getting cancelled like a lot. This is how Red Hot Chili Pepper works. If they M1 you, you can do half of your skills, or maybe all of your skills. This is why boxing right now is one of the best specs for Red Hot Chili Pepper, for my opinion. Then right now let's talk about how do we use Red Hot Chili Pepper. Your best way, if you fight in 1v1, is you get your electric charge, get far from your opponent, use the electrifying and spam something like M1s, then do the lightning jabs, then spam M1s, and then while your opponent trying to block, just come closer and do the pink slash. It blocks blocks, then you do this electric discharge, and this does a lot of damage. While he will try to get close to you if he's smart, and this is smart, but since you're fast as hell, and since your M1s are fast as hell and does a lot of stun, trust me, if he isn't blocking, this will be very slow, and while he blocking, he can't move fast, meaning that start the stance without teleportation, without time skips and all this stuff, won't be able to get close to you very fast. And this is one of your superiorities. You just win by this. This is one of your advantages. Use your pilot very much. This is very canon, and Red Hot Chili Pepper relies on the pilot. Your pilot is one of the strongest things, and I can't stop talking about the pilot. So just use your pilot a lot. Red Hot Chili Pepper isn't the best stand for 1v1s, since you need to charge. Yes, and if the opponent is smart, like I am, that fight it today, Red Hot Chili Pepper with Anubis, he won't just let you charge, and you'll be almost useless. You won't do that much of a damage, and your attacks won't be that fast. They will get blocked and parryable very easily. This is why Red Hot Chili Pepper isn't the best stand for 1v1s, because there is no place to hide. This stand can be useful in the SBR, since there is a lot of places where you can hide and use your pilot, and this is where the fun begins. You can use your pilot and be completely free from people trying to hunt you, because they won't know where you are, and they will try to find you, and while they're trying to do this, you will punish them for panicking. This is why I think that Red Hot Chili Pepper is a team stand. In teams, while your teammates just distracting other team, you charge, of course, your electrifying, and then you come and start your super cheesy mega duper mooper pooper combo. You start to do this shish, and you do a lot of damage, and then your teammate goes to distract them again. He holds them, you just charge this cell again, and since your cooldowns are pretty low, except for the pinky slash, you just come again, and since your teammate stuns them, they won't be able to block this, and you just attack again. This is like Task, that is always running and spamming nails, but they won't be able to block it, and all you need is just to have a time to charge. And then this is the best way of the Red Hot Chili Pepper I saw from the far. I used Red Hot Chili Pepper for the whole day today, and I fighted a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers. And how do you deal with Red Hot Chili Pepper? This is simple. Don't let him charge. Just come close and do a shit ton of pressure on them. Like spam M1, spam everything you can, and don't let them charge. The guitar charging, yes, have not that small cooldown as the common charging and spin charging have, meaning that they won't be able just to spam it every second. If you hit them, they will need to wait a few seconds. Just don't let them pilot, don't let them charge. stay close, and attacking close. Red Hot Chili Pepper is a stand that doesn't have a lot of destructive power, meaning you can just barrage first with Awakening Starlight on the Warhammer, and they won't be able to damage you much, since without a spec they don't have any opportunities except for do the Pinky Slash. And since it have a very big wind up, you can just teleport and or even walk out of it, meaning that they can't even really punish you except for the jawbreaker after the barrage. And this is all, I guess. This is the first day of the Red Hot Chili Pepper being released, and it may change a bit. Devs may change the cooldowns of moves or something like this, and this information may not be true like in a few days, just because of some changes, and people may get used to Red Hot Chili Pepper, and dealing with it and fighting with it may change a lot. So this is just a short review on the first impressions of the Red Hot Chili Pepper, and I hope you enjoy it, and I will do the stand profiles for the other stands, so I will glad if you I will be glad if you subscribe, and just will wait for the new series. Turn the notification on to not miss it, and yeah, that's all. Goodbye, have a good day.